It is all about power. Absolute. This whole Elon Musk buying Twitter thing, and when you see the reaction, every last bit of it, everything is 100% about power. Nothing more and nothing less. Welcome, everybody, to the Morning Rumble. Good to be with you. Boom! Presented by Americans for Prosperity.org. Don't ask me how I said boom right there. It's just the way it went down. We're going to take a look at where the markets are and what's going on. But the reaction from people, from the we'll call them the Twitterati, right? From those who are desperate to have control over what you say and how it gets distributed. They can't believe that Musk has gotten this far. They're infuriated. Now, I'm one of the people, I know this, who is not making the claim that Musk is a savior. I have said this now on TV quite a few times. I'm saying this everywhere I can. And I'm not angry with the dude. No part of me thinks that that Elon Musk is a bad guy. I think he's a totally fine guy. He doesn't bother me. No, zero. What I think is that I'm not going to view him as some kind of hero. I'm not going to view him as some kind of champion. No. What I'm going to do is I'm going to see what it is that he does. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to see how he goes about, if he's able to gain control of Twitter, how he goes about ensuring that we have free speech. That's what I'm interested in. So I'm going to reserve judgment on whether he's the second coming or whether he's the new Messiah. The political right is really bad at this. That they see someone doing something they like, and the next thing you know, they're the greatest person ever. Is Bill Maher really on my side on all things? No, he's on my side on a few things. So I can appreciate that. That doesn't make him the greatest conservative since William F. Buckley. And it's a really dopey move to make that kind of claim or assumption. But rather, I agree with him on this. I disagree with him on that. Maybe one day we'll grab a cigar and that's it. And this took learning on my part, because if you go back in my career, from the days I worked over there at PJTV, which isn't around anymore, man, yelling at Bill Maher. What was I doing? He wasn't listening. No one's listening if you're yelling like that. No one. I mean, sometimes there's a moment you need the passion, but no one's going to be, paying attention if you're just screaming and yelling. You got to actually have something that you can offer. You got to be engaged in a point of view. That's what you have to do. And I get that hurts me in a couple ways. And one of the ways, that it hurts me is that if I was more on the populist tip, I'd probably be more popular. See, that's funny, but it's true. But I'd rather have a rational conversation about the thing. And sometimes no, he's a squish. Me, I'm a squish, which is like, I know what I'm saying. I'm very aware of it. You know how many times I've been called, Tony, he's so middle of the road. I'm a conservative. I don't even shy away from it. But because I'm not screaming and yelling about everything, because I'm not just making fun of somebody or, Nancy Pelosi, she sucks. That's somehow become like the rational place has become middle of the road. It's the weirdest thing out there. But whatever. I sleep at night and I'm able to have good conversations. That's honestly all I'm trying to do. I mean, really and truly, the markets right now, we've got the Dow up 70 and the NASDAQ is up 57. This was awesome. This is Jack Dorsey, right? Former CEO, criticizing the board. And Musk pointed out something great in that, you take a look at the 10, 11 board members of Twitter, not including Jack Dorsey. Jack Dorsey owns 2.2% of Twitter. That's what he owns. The other board members, some of them don't own anything. 0.1%, not 0.1, 0.001. 0.007, like these infinitesimal numbers. But now they've got a $43 billion offer in front of them. You got to take that. You got to look at that. Well, I don't say you have to accept it, but you have to look at it. You got to put it to the shareholders, right? But no, they aren't doing that because, as we discussed, big tech wants control over what you say and how it can be delivered. So they are looking for a white knight. They are looking for someone to come in and get rid of this Musk problem and get them in a place where they could sell it to a like-minded individual. Now, we all know that those like-minded individuals are reasons why places like Rumble are so popular. Rumble.com, that's where we, of course, have the show, rumble.com/Tony Katz. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you follow. Make sure you share all the videos. Everything is there. Everything we're doing TV-wise, podcast-wise, it's all there. Rumble.com is our home, and you should make it your home as well. So they're looking for a white knight. They're looking for somebody to solve this problem for them. And the problem is not Musk, right? Oh, Musk is a this and a that and terrible and awful, blah, 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 blah. You're afraid that Musk is going to expose some level of internal dirty secrets that's been going on at Twitter. And you are mostly afraid that you will not be able to control the message and who the messengers are. That's what big tech is afraid of. And this is very obvious. And they have shown us this by engaging the poison pill. So I'm gonna totally bastardize what the poison pill thing is, but go with me on this just for a moment. The poison pill provision that they have now implemented goes as follows. Okay, we've got this guy interested in a hostile takeover. So what we'll do, what we're going to put forth is we're going to say, hey, other people who might be interested, we're going to put out a lot more shares. We're going to put out a lot more shares, and even at a bit of a discount, we're just going to put them out there and you can buy those shares. So they're going to try and dilute Elon Musk while getting somebody else to have more shares than him to then make a buy at the company or at least protect the company from a buyout, because they as a board know they've done a terrible, terrible job. There's no leadership on the board of Twitter. It's a dysfunctional nightmare, which brings us back to this thing regarding Elon Musk. Not Elon Musk, sorry, Jack Dorsey. Because Jack Dorsey is saying that the board isn't doing its job. He's putting out tweets criticizing the board. He's still there, but he's going to be leaving. It's consistently been the dysfunction of the company, talking about the board and its history as an absolute failure and not taking care of the company and not looking out for its best interest. The company does not want to lose control. They want the power. So they look for the white knight by offering up all this new stock, diluting the amount of stock that's out there, therefore trying to bring down the percentage of the company that Elon Musk owns so somebody else can purchase it. Now, you could say to me, hey, well, Elon Musk can now purchase extra shares at this reduced price. Oh, no. The poison pill states that the person who has made the buyout offer can't buy the stock. Elon Musk can't buy at these new shares at the reduced rate. That's what's happening. So no matter what happens, you know where Twitter's at and you know where big tech is at. So now if Elon is listening to me, if I'm Elon Musk, there's only one answer, right? There's only one thing to do. You are going to pay $43 billion for Twitter, which is, well, nuts. It's nuts. It's crazy. It's nuts. The thing to do is to take $10 billion and create a competitor. 10 billion, not 43 billion. And people will go to it in a second. And I'm saying to you that business-wise, I don't know if I can get rid of my Twitter account. It may stick there just for, hey, here's what I'm doing. But I won't do any more engagement over there. It will all be at whatever the new thing is. Now, I'm already on Getter, right, at Tony Katz. You can find me there. I have an account at Gab, but I admit it just doesn't hit me. I don't do stuff there. I have nothing against it. You know, you're going to say to me, well, look, they allow this person to post. Twitter allows the Ayatollah Khomeini and friends of Louis Farrakhan to post. They were sharing with me, there was some absolute anti-Semite on there the other day, blaming the Jews for this, that, and the other. And that guy who's calling basically for genocide is allowed to tweet. So don't tell me that Gab has somebody who's just absolutely terrible. They probably do, or they could. Twitter definitely does. That's what I know. But if Musk does engage, well, then okay, I'm going. Of course I'll go. And I think that this will be the moment where you realize they are so desperate for power, they will do anything. Now, a desperate for power conversation has come up in the world of COVID. I am going to share with you two videos. The same doctor who's part of the Biden COVID team appearing on Fox News Sunday and this week with George Stephanopoulos. So 2 Sunday shows. I want you to hear these 2 things that were said. I don't know in the order it was said, but doesn't matter. 2 things said about COVID on the same day. Let's start with, we don't need Title 42 anymore.
And if you look across the country, as I said, infections are still at a relatively historic low. Hospitalizations are very low. And the CDC scientists determined that Title 42 is not necessary at the border. And by the way, that goes into effect in late May. It gives us time to assess things, and that's a public health decision made by the CDC. And I think that they're following the evidence as they see it.
Now, that was clear that we're seeing hospitalizations going down. We're seeing other issues going down. If we don't need Title 42, which was a way of saying that we have this communicable disease, COVID, and we may need to deport people and just move them out for the safety of the nation. But everything is fine, and we don't need Title 42 anymore. It's a doctor discussing policy on the border. That was on Fox News Sunday. This is the same doctor, same day, on This Week with George Stephanopoulos on ABC.
Is COVID still a crisis?
It is still a real challenge for our country, right? I mean, if you look at this, we still have lots of people getting infected. 400 Americans are still, 400 or 500 Americans are still dying every day of this virus. And we have seen pretty substantial evolution of this virus over time. So the pandemic is not over, as much as we all wish it were.
So which one is it? Is it so over that hospitalizations are so low we don't need Title 42? Or is the pandemic still raging and therefore we do need Title 42? Doctors cannot be allowed near policy. Doctors can give their opinion and then we decide what to do. I'm not anti-doctor, but there's a reason you get second opinions. Doctors are absolutely fallible. They don't get to make a decision. We all have to deal with it. No, I heard your opinion. I made my own decision. That's what you do with experts. Experts take their mind and their expertise and say, here, I've laid it out for you. Then you get to decide what you're going to do with that expertise. I wouldn't listen to this doctor if my life depended on it, because look at the 2 sides of the mouth coming out on 2 different networks, reaching for 2 different audiences. It's about control. It's about power. Well, we don't need to do this here because politically we don't want this. Oh, but yes, we reserve the right here to still lock you down as if somehow that does some good. Speaking of, to the people in Philadelphia, your mayor is just awful. Philadelphia now has a mask mandate as of today. They have a mask mandate. I'm sorry. I am sorry. I would tell you to fight it. If you don't want to wear it, don't wear it. Don't wear it in the workplace. Don't wear it in the buildings, except that you might get arrested. It's an act of civil disobedience. And what I was told is that's patriotic. So, go make that happen. Go Philly. Love you. That's all I got for you. Right? Birthplace of freedom, birthplace of America. Close enough. I say live it again. Live it again. Let me go to some of the comments. Doesn't ISIS still have a Twitter? I believe they do. I believe that they might. And this is, of course, one of the big points, right? That evil people are still allowed to engage conversations on the platform. The people in charge only want you not to be able to engage in a conversation. And they want you to only engage conversations that they approve of. So this brings us here. This was a great story. An Ohio University, Shawnee State, So what happened at Shawnee State, this $400,000, teacher is talking to a class and someone says something and the teacher goes, well, sir, boom, 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 boom. Student sees the teacher after class, says, I identify as a girl. I'm transgender and you need to use feminine pronouns. And the teacher says, look, I'll call you anything you want, but I won't get into the pronoun game with you. I'm a Christian. I won't do it. The student complains. The university says, teacher, how dare you, and puts a reprimand in the teacher's file. The teacher sues and says, I'm not being told I have to say anything, and wins $400,000 and the letter, bloop, taken out of the file. Jordan Peterson talks about this best, even if not best, he talked about it first. There's never been a moment in English common law where somebody has been compelled to speech. There could be things you shouldn't say. No one can tell you there are things you cannot say. You could say whatever you want. You might have to deal with the ramifications of the actions. Right? And there's a difference between a conversation where something is being said versus when something is said in a way meant to attack and demean and destroy, which of course people want to utilize now as, can I get you to say anything, even if it's most clinical sense, so I can then hurt you with it? It's really ugly what goes on out there from really, really bad people. But you can't compel people to things that they must say. Maybe there are things you shouldn't say and you can say, but there certainly aren't things that you have to say, otherwise you get in trouble. This is a great ruling. I am one of the people, if you tell me your name is Sarah, I will call you Sarah, because I never once questioned anybody's name in my life. When I first met Sarah, who does our social media, Sarah, I didn't go, bullcrap, you're a Betty. It never dawned on me. It never dawned on me to question her name. That's her name. So if you tell me your name is Eloise, or your name is Beth, or your name is Tim, that's what I'm calling you. But if you tell me to use a pronoun, I won't lie to myself, and I won't lie to others, and I won't lie to you. And that's where it falls apart. You are not allowed to make decisions that then force me to change who I am or to lie. Yeah, I reject the premise. So I was very happy to see this right here from this university. And there's Gary, who he dumpy Twitter when they went after the NRA. Okay, hey man, there are reasons to dump Twitter. There are absolute reasons to dump Twitter all over the place. You're not gonna get any argument from me, and you're not gonna get an argument from me whatsoever. It's just when I utilize Twitter for the business purpose. Same reason I use Facebook. I use Facebook for the business purpose. Of course I do. There's some people saying, when you do this show, you should only stream it to Rumble. But I have this very, very, big audience there on the Facebook page. I'm got to use them. Got to absolutely positively use them. So I'm going to do that. I am wondering if I'm having a sound issue. Someone will tell me if I am. No one's told me yet, so I don't think so. But I was getting a little notification that I was having a sound issue. In the meantime, if you head on over to Locals, TonyKatz.locals.com. If you are a subscriber, the chat room will be open for the midday show, so you can check that out. Be open for a couple hours and be a part of the conversation there. We've got absolutely fantastic content going on there and building there. Some things that you'll get there that you will not be able to get anywhere else. TonyKatz.locals.com. So be sure to check that out. And my thanks to Americans for Prosperity. Boom. Look at them. They're beautiful. AmericansForProsperity.org. AmericansForProsperity.org. On Friday, I'm moderating a debate. The 9th district has 7 Republicans running. And so 4 of them have agreed to a debate, which is weird. It's always weird when some people don't agree to the debate. So I'm the moderator. I'm one of the moderators. I don't know. I'm heading 2 hours south here in Indiana and going to be a part of that. So I'm looking forward to it. And I've been doing more of that. I've been asked a lot about speaking? And the answer is yes, we do go speak, and we will travel the hillsides, we will travel the countrysides, and we will go talk or MC or eventer. Happy to do it. I appreciate you being here at the Morning Rumble. We will be back tomorrow. We will catch you then. Take care. Wait a second. What's that? Tisa says I sound fine. I think that in her little photo here, she's giving me the finger, or two of them. So I guess that's just emphatic that I sound fine. Thank you. Later, guys.